What's going on, good people? Not Just Music Podcast in a building. Another day. How's everything going on that end of the world, sir?
What's happening, man? What's happening? Bless, man. How you doing, bro?
Good. I have one thing I just want to talk about real quick, y'all. And it's not gonna be long. Get out the way of this. Get this off my brain and out of my sight. I've seen a couple videos. I've actually heard a few audio situations containing and pertaining to the situation with how we understand the business to be, as far as when it becomes independent in a very strange way for those who are coming in and for those who are and have been here, right? So I wanna ask a question here shortly, but I'm gonna just give an example of what I mean by this. So you may have a common artist who, let's just say I'm 17 years old. I'm just not starting music. Got an idea of what I think I want to be, just the idea, right? I get going, and I find out that first off, I don't understand anything about recording music. I don't understand anything about mixing and mastering. I don't understand any of that, right? Only thing I know is I've heard a finished product, and I know that I love the way that it sounds. And I've seen, all of these rappers, all of these singers, all of these entertainers, they look wonderful. They have on these nice clothes, these nice drip, blah, 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 blah. Then you have some instances of this where, the realness starts to set in when the work starts to take place. So you find out and you figure out these things that you need to get to that finished piece. It kind of changes the course of things, right? Now things have changed. As I said, how recording process has changed over the years. Now it's become slightly easier. But with that slightly easier, there's one big roadblock that gets you in a place where it can be, mentally draining. And that is the business part. But there's a lot of pieces of the business part that go along with this. Now, this is not going to be like we ain't talking about just one piece of the business part, but there's a lot of pieces of the business part that, make this a very big picture. And these conversations need to be had more. And I see that there's a dream and there's also a reality. So, reality. Let me ask you. Reality tells you, and then reality has set in with you. I asked you a couple podcasts ago about the situation where, do you have a producer on hand? Do you have such on hand? Blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're past that point now, right? Now, to be in this music thing, we love music, or we just like it. Do you feel that the independent artist is supposed to be respected more, or do you still rely on how good music really should be? Is my first question. Let me ask that. Do you still feel that there's that you still have to be good at doing this? Now you just can't be just some any old thing as music, or do you feel that you have to be good?
I'm gonna give you I can't speak for everybody. I'm gonna give you my take because I think a lot of people can understand.
Yes, I said your opinion. This is your opinion.
So when I started music, I didn't know I didn't really know nothing about music. I was going in, all I knew is I knew how to write. But the structuring of the song, I had to kind of flow with that and learn that on my own. The producer that I worked with, beats were nice, but the mix and mastering of my songs wasn't that good, but they were still good quality. So I had to learn a lot as I went on. You know what I'm saying? Like as I grew. So I understand that part. A lot of people that get into it, artists that get into it, you're gonna make some mistakes in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Mm-hmm.
best way that I learned was trial and error. That was my case. Like I can understand artists that go through that because when you really don't have anybody teaching you the game, that's the only way you're gonna learn. It's just to do it. And just so happened, I remember I told you I was going there having fun. It was something I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're going in there doing it for fun, you're not really thinking about the business for one. You're not thinking about after you release that song, the work that's gonna be have to be put into it when you first start out. Um, you're not even really thinking about the sound. You going in there just recording, rapping, singing, doing your best ability, and leaving it to the producers, not knowing what to hear, what you need to hear, what it should sound like, this and that. That was my case in the beginning. Um, so one thing that I did, I got a song called Learn Song, and this was like my change with Preston Blackwell. Like when I recorded Learn Song, he actually recorded that. Cause prior to that song, it was more like a lot of for the girl music, for the, you know what I'm saying, the swag, the lifestyle that I was living and stuff like that. But Learn Song is kind of like a gospel positive rap, you know, reality rap, real music, which would define me who I am now as an artist and entertainer and as a man, period. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say when you start out in this game, like you're gonna have some trials and errors in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But my case, experience was the best lesson. But as you said, things have changed and you have people more advanced, producers more advanced. It's 2026. I was talking about 2015, 2014 when I was doing, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
from 2014 to 2026, things have changed. You know what I'm saying? Music
Mm-hmm.
has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Producers have changed, you know. So it's more help out there now. You know what I'm saying? Like I know we always used to say, because you know, I'm a 90s baby, but you always tell me, boy, y'all got it easy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got it easy compared to them 90s and them 80s. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this generation like y'all got way more help than we did. Like, you know, them 90s
Mm-hmm.
baby. You know, and producers that's really understanding and wanting to work with you, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and the whole team. So most of us, like I had to, they put me out there to swim, you
There
know,
goes
first thing
there we
in the
go.
dead end.
That's the see, this is the part, right? There's a story behind every artist. And I had a talk with my cousin. Maybe I think we stayed on the phone about an hour and 20 minutes. Not too long. Not too long before we got going.
Yeah.
And one thing we talked about is the artistry as a whole. You know, the the,
Uh-huh.
the what you just explained to me is a very big piece of
And
music.
I felt that was important. I felt that was important. That's
And,
why I
and,
started out saying
and
I'm gonna tell you from my experience.
everybody has an experience with music, and that in itself is why there's only less than 1 percentile considerably that's considered great at music, because the detail that is behind it. Now, I was basically asking, you know, you have this, you have a singer, right? Or you have a rapper.
Uh-huh.
Are you answered this question slightly last time, but I'm gonna ask it a
Uh-huh.
little differently.
Yeah.
How good is music supposed to be in your mind, in your feelings, in your opinion? Like, what is it about a hit song? What is going to be considered a hit song to you? Because I want to break down
Uh-huh.
the different aspects of why some songs actually become hit songs, and
Uh-huh.
why the songs that we may feel
Yeah.
as artist should be a hit song? Because there's different opinions that come along. So what is your opinion on the song
Okay.
that makes it a hit?
Well, okay, let me for one, going back to what I said, I think a lot of I ain't gonna say I got a lot of bad songs. No, I ain't gonna say that. I say some of the bad songs that I have made me understand a great song that I make now that I in my catalog. Like you can tell the production. Like for example, you can tell the slack of production on one song that could have been better. Not saying it's horrible, but could have been better. Or the vocals could have been louder, or this or that. You know what I'm saying? That's experience. So that's one way I know I got a hit on my hand from experience. What I've heard from then to now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be a fan of your own music. You got to have an ear for your own music. For two, if it's something, be your biggest fan. Like if it's something that you can sing all the time, you singing it, you singing your song all the time, it's a hit. Like a lot of my songs, I rap them, I sing them like word for word. Like you know this. Like even when I perform, I don't need no backtracks. Like take that backtrack out. I'm gonna wear this out word for word. Like let y'all feel this because I feel it. So you got to feel your own music. When you feel it, you know it's a hit. You know what I'm saying? Be a fan of your own music. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not a fan of it, if you ain't rocking with it like you singing these other rapper songs or these other singer songs, it ain't a hit most likely. I'm gonna just be honest. Like you gotta feel it. It's something you gotta feel in you. Like, oh yeah, this that one. Like when we made Panic, me and you. I knew it was the one. I was like, oh, this gonna be the hit. Remember, I was in the studio saying it. I don't care. Like, it's gonna be it. And I was vibing to it. And look what, performed that song in Africa and everything. Africa was dealing with it, all that, around globally. So you gotta be a fan of your own music. And I think after that, the reception of what people get from it is what you feel. Firstly, I feel, and how you back that record and promote that record. Because if you believe in that record, you're gonna promote it to the best ability that you can, which will help the audience and them love it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And this is the piece right here where I think a lot of underprivileged and maybe inexperienced artists have a delusion. Let me
Bro, I had it hard, bro. I had it hard. Before you, I had it hard.
let me give y'all let me give you
I
the
had it rough.
reason of what he just basically handed down. And this is why you can't the let me make the team make sense now. Having a
Yeah.
team has to be implemented in your independent life in some kind of manner. It doesn't, your independency of what you're trying to do, and this is like basically what I was getting to in the beginning, you can crash out easily. You will get to a point where you cannot do it anymore because due to all of what is going on. And the reason why I wanted Q to talk about a few things was just so you can hear a story of somebody that's actually been or has
Went through it, yeah.
been
Went
doing it.
through every phase of
So
it. Every phase. Good, the bad,
there
the
are
ugly.
things, and I'm going to be open to I actually have a few people that I want to actually, and this is something that I really should do. I really want to ask a couple other individuals to come and talk on this too, because I don't want these stories to like really not be heard. I think we don't hear enough of the background of an independent artist. So let me point this
And
out.
can I add this in? A
Yeah.
lot of the songs, a lot of my older songs, man, a lot of people love my older songs more than I love. You know what I'm saying? They'll go back and listen to my older songs and be like, oh, that's hot. Like the very first song I did was a song called First Time. They love that song. It's a party song. This can't be your first time. Your first time. Like, first song I ever recorded. And people love that song, man. But when I was going in, I was just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I stated on previous episode. Like, you gotta have fun doing it too, because music is weird, man. Like, at 1 minute that song might not be hot, then you never know. A season might come and that's what they want to hear. That's the type of song they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So I will add this in: be you, be original, be organic. Stop trying to do what everybody else is doing at that time. Stick to who you are and what you believe in, because it's gonna be a time and a place for everybody. Everybody got a time and a place for everything, long as you play your position and play your role, I feel. And that's all. That's what I've done since I started, since I got into this game of entertainment, period. Just remain being Quincy Murdoch. And whatever came to me was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. Like, if it was meant for me, I got it. And I'm still growing. So it ain't over yet. I ain't talking like it's over, but yeah. I'm sorry. I wanted to add that in.
What's going on? It's your boy, Duan Barrino from Not Just Music Podcast. I have a very special offer for you guys via morelabs.com. If you're that type of person who loves to drink coffee, but you don't want to always drink coffee, or if you're the type of person that doesn't drink coffee at all, but needs a very much needed boost in the morning, we have something for you. Morning Recovery Supplement. It is very, very useful. It is very, very highly effective. Also, if you're the type of person that, you got drunk the night before and you wake up in the morning, you had a hangover, guess what? It works for you too. All right. So at the end of the day, if you head over there to morelabs.com, we have something set up for you already at checkout. All you have to do is enter the code NJMP and you will receive 25% off instantly. How about that? Can you beat that? Head over to morelabs.com, all right? Peace. Yeah, so it's not our roads to success is not based on just the music alone. I don't think any situation of song is promised any glorious road. I mean, you have people who are consuming it are the ones who really are going to make the song be what it is. So as far as what I see songs, to be, you have to take an idea and run it in a direction, even if it's not a thing of saying like, it will be a hit immediately, but the case of every song has its place. If it's done correctly, it will have its place. Don't never take your song to just one individual. Never do that. Make sure it touches as many hands as possible. Make sure it gets as many yeses and nos as possible. Cause see, this is the case with music. There are a lot of yeses. There are a lot of nos. And honestly, it probably will be more nos than anything. And I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean by that. Shorthand. And we were talking about this too. Motown, you got people like Berry Gordy, right? Every group that Berry Gordy had wasn't a hit. Every songwriter that Berry Gordy had possession of or hands on with wasn't a hit writer. Every, producer, every song that the band, created and everything was come together and finished, it wasn't always a hit. But one thing that he did have is the work ethic. That's what you cannot buy. You cannot buy work ethic. Work ethic, we've talked about this many a times.
And it's hard to do. And it's hard to do it when you don't see the results. I've been there. Stop. That's another podcast. Don't even. I already had. Don't.
Okay. I say that'll be another time. You can't.
My bad. You stepped on it.
The position of what you get to is you can work yourself into a point where you get to failure.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're a failure. But understanding when you get to that point is a whole different conversation that we gotta have. But as of today, understanding that part where you're feeling like, oh yeah, this it, this the one. That's what you're supposed to feel.
Like me.
But there's a point in there though where pieces of it, like he just said, where the no's come in and the ones that are like, okay, well, no, we
don't understand this. We don't understand this type of music.
That part,
I've dealt with that.
That's the part. That's the part. That's the parts that can considerably tear everything apart. But we'll talk about that next time. Now, knowing what we're talking about, I'm just basically giving pieces of what is going on with music and how history took it in. You mean, look at all these producers from my history. Prince, not every song Prince made was a hit. Not every song that Teddy Riley was dealing with artists was a hit. Not all of these, Tank. Let's even bring you talking about Tank. Not every song that R. Kelly had was a hit. Come on, let's get even more modern. You got producers now putting out music. Metro Boomin, not every song he puts out is a hit. 21 Savage, I mean, he's a rapper, but not every song that he puts out is a hit. Zaytoven, not every song he's gonna put out is a hit.
My boy Future.
Not every song.
That's my boy though. Future, that's my boy
but look at the work.
They
ethic.
Keep going. That's what I'm saying.
The work ethic that these fools got is undeniable. They don't get paid to keep going. They get paid to do shows. They get paid from royalties. Yeah, but they don't get paid for the work ethic. The work ethic, man. Look, the biggest part of this. What we have to understand,
motivational, man.
You have to have work ethic. It will not just drop in your lap. So if you're in the position right now and you're like thinking like, yeah, man, I'm ready to get going with this music. I'm ready to get going with this music. Remember, don't come in this for likes. Don't come in this for money. Don't come in this for any if you're not coming in this for the love of it. And I'm gonna be honest too, this is something else my cousin said. The music will know when you're not genuine. The music will know when you're not genuine. Meaning the music is not going to reward you if the music ain't coming from a genuine place. So if you're looking to just jump in this for the music and for the fame, guess what? The music is going to beat you up before you even get to that part.
Hey, let me say this. Excuse my language. That's why I always tell you, I stay my ass out the studio until I'm ready. Listen, I stay my ass out the studio until I'm ready. Because like I say, I don't believe, like you say, work ethic, yeah. We want to push that. Have a strong work ethic, but have a good quality mindset too. Yeah. You don't want to just put just anything out there. Like have a work ethic, but have that quality behind it too. You know what I'm saying? Don't go in there half stepping. Go in there thinking, nah, this is it. That's how I've always felt about all my songs. Like, hey, it might have not been it to them, but it was it to me. You know what I'm saying? This was it. Like that's how you gotta feel. And if you don't feel that, how that feeling. You slacking. You ain't doing something
strike
right.
While the iron is hot. That again. This don't do it off of just your ego. Strike when the iron is hot. That's basically when you do it. Don't be a dummy. Again, don't be a dummy to none of this. The music will beat you every single time. The music is gonna win. We'll never be able to conquer music. So only thing we can do is conquer the things that it takes to create it and get it to the people, but the music is still going to be the one who wins in the end. So basically, again, if it's trash, like Q said in the beginning, if your music, you'll know the difference between trash and you'll know the difference between good as you're starting to process music and listen to it and sit around it.
And let me say this: it ain't necessarily gotta be trash. It could be a slight off. It could be slightly off. You would know, You would know. That's why I said you might have had some great songs. And like you said, it might have been something out on your end, like production or something. Like, you might, the beat could have been a little this or that. This could have been turned up a little nicer, this and that. Like, it was still a nice song, but it's still, when you get that great song, you gonna know the difference. You know what I'm saying? When you get that, we get that hit. And that's what I was saying. I don't feel like I have a bad song. I have some songs that could have been better, but I don't feel like they're horrible songs. You know what I'm saying? Not on my end because I came with it all the time. And that's what you want to do as an artist. Leave it all on the field. Don't leave nothing behind. Leave it all in the studio in this turn. Leave it all in the studio and leave that studio knowing you did your part as an artist. Can't control what everybody else do. You did your part. And that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? But still have that ear, man, and be involved in your music also. And tell these producers what you want. And you know what I'm saying? That's what I do now. Back then I didn't do that. Now I do it. You know what I'm saying? When I got advanced. But yeah. I'm sorry, man. Hey, we could talk all day about this, man. I'm sorry, man. We
all right, people. But till next time, hey, remember to get help. Don't ever feel like we can't get help. That's what the leading part to being great is getting help. And you're not going to be great by yourself. So you better learn. And if nothing else, again, to learn business. There's nothing wrong with learning business because the more you learn business, the better off an artist or brand you will be. Because the case of there's a lot that comes along with it that a lot of y'all that's been doing it for years and years and y'all still haven't learned. I'm just being honest. I'm watching. I see it. But a lot of y'all still don't take it serious enough. And
can I say something? I'm sorry, bro. You keep bringing up point, bro. Before I met Dewan Barrino, I was a SoundCloud Audio Mac uploader. When I met Dewan, first thing he told me, y'all want to know? Get your website. When I got that website, bro, all them songs went on my website. Fun. TuneCore was hit up. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some streams off this. I became more business minded when I got with Dewan. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I wasn't back then, but I became more on my game. And that's what Dewan means by, he always said every episode, get the help, and God send the right people for you at the right time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wanted to end it with that. I'm sorry, man. I'm be quiet now.
Get your help. Get your help. Make a impact off of the help that you get. Learn from the help that you get because you don't want to, there are pieces to a puzzle that, sometimes I think the puzzle can come to a close at times. But knowing the puzzle and knowing the plan and knowing how you want it built and everything, make sure that it is a thing that you find and find it in your own way. Don't just take everything that we're saying. These are just pieces to the puzzle again. These are pieces.
Right.
So your puzzle into your picture and what it's going to take to those stepping stones that it's going to take for you to get there, they're all available, all out here. And remember, just because you're not, mainstream does not mean that you won't have a hit. You can have a hit song and it's not mainstream. The thing is understanding in your heart what it's going to take for that song to get to what you want it to be. And again, it's not just about just mainstream. There are bigger and better things than understanding music than just understanding just mainstream. But that we'll talk about that and more next week. So you'll hear a couple podcasts in between this, maybe one podcast in between this that won't pertain to that. But the one coming next Thursday,
good topics though. They need
probably
this.
make sense of this in a short time. So till next time, all right, individuals, we love y'all. Peace.
Love.